Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, I want to talk to you about moving forward. I'm going to admit this. I have been thinking about this for the past maybe over 2 years, right? About wanting to move forward and just being afraid to move forward. And it's just like the kids when they're jumping rope, right? There's two people holding the jump rope and they're doing this, and then there's a third person that's gonna jump in, and that person's doing this, right? Okay, I'm ready, and watching that rope coming through. Well, that's me. I'm the person that's been ready to jump in. I've been in that holding pattern of, okay, I'm coming, for the last 2 years. And quite frankly, I am just so ready to jump in, right? And but for whatever reason, I just not jumped in. And I have started to do some work around that. I've started to just really tell myself, okay, you're not really comfortable where you are. And this may be happening for you as well. And that's why I wanted to create this video, because if this is you, I'm going to tell you what I did to help myself, what I've been doing, because I'm not totally there yet, but what I've been doing to help me be able to jump. And so I know there's so many ideas in my head. There's so many projects that I want to do. I really want to launch my business, right? I want to create a website. I want to do speaking engagements. I want to find a partner. I want to, finish redecorating my house, right? I've been doing little by little. So I want so many things. There's so many things that are in my head that I want to do, yet I'm afraid to move forward. And I'm going to tell you how one of the things that I've been doing, but I have been really contemplating this, and I'm asking my spirit team to really just help me, my angels, my spirit guides, my spirit masters, to come and help me make this easier, make this an easy transition, to make this just enjoyable for me. And one of the things that I've really been thinking about is we are afraid to make a change or to move forward because the reality that we see, what we see in our current reality, is something that we thought about in the future, right? So like, I'll give you an example. So I'm sorry, what we see in the past. So for example, I'm retired right now. And I'm, working part-time for a nonprofit, and I'm, working on my life coaching business. And I, at one point, maybe 5 years ago, I thought about, I want to retire one day. So that thought, those thoughts that I was creating actually created where I am now. And so those thoughts served me very well so that I can be where I am right now. So if I want to create something different, if I want to create something new, what do? I create a thought right now so that I can create that. However, and this is, I think, what happens to me, is when I start to think about creating something new, I really look at my reality right now, or I have been living in this reality for such a long time. For example, I want to create this life coaching business, right? But the thought of, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to go. I don't even know what that would look like. Because for so long, I lived an 8-to-5 job. And that has been my reality for the longest time. And that has been hard to undo, that thought. And because that has been my reality, it's hard for me to see a new reality. And so I really asked for guidance, right? I prayed for guidance. I've been asking for guidance. And this morning, I came across something that I want to share with you. And so I'm going to read it to you. It's just one short paragraph. And it says, "You may say, yes, but this is the way my life is. These are the facts. If only the situation changed, or I had more money, or this person would stop irritating me, I could discover inner peace. What you experience as real is simply a reflection of your belief system and your mind. If you choose to experience inner peace anyway, you can change everything you now experience as real, bringing in new ideas and beliefs that might work in higher and better ways." And when I read this, I thought, holy camole, right? Yes, because all I need to do, and I say all I need to do, right, as if it were easy, but it really is that easy. All I need to do is change my vibration, is change my frequency, is change my thinking. And how do I change my vibration? How do I change my frequency? Is by thinking different, by creating different circumstances, right? Because really what's happening is I have a limiting belief. I have a limiting belief that won't let me jump in. And it's really strong. It's the fact that I have no idea what it's going to look like, right? I lived a certain way. I had a job that looked a certain way. And now I'm going to change it. And what? It's kind of like, zzz, 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 right? My mind can't wrap I just can't wrap my head around it. And so one of the things that I've been doing is I've been asking myself why. So in my journal, I've been writing, right? So I ask myself why. These are the questions. And I want to teach you this technique because it really is important to ask yourself, why do you do what you do, right? Because the whole point is you really want to get to that limiting belief. What is that belief that is holding you back? And at the surface, I know I want a different life. I know I want to create something different, right? I know that, but I'm just so afraid. And so I ask myself, and I'm reading what I wrote, why am I afraid to move forward? That's the question that I started off with. So you can ask yourself, why am I afraid to move forward? Why am I afraid, to create this business? Why am I afraid to leave this job? Why am I afraid if a relationship's not working for you? Why am I afraid to leave this relationship? So ask yourself, why am I afraid to move forward? That's what I did. And the thought was, because I don't know where I'm going. That's what I wrote. And then I put, why does that scare me? So my thought was, because I've always known exactly what my next step was. I asked myself, why? Then my next thought was, because I always had to control my situations. And then I asked, why do I have to control my situation? And then I came up with the thought that came up with, because that's how I feel safe. So when I got to that, I was like, okay, so I could ask myself again, so why do I not feel safe? And that is my limiting belief, right? It just doesn't feel safe. It doesn't feel safe for me to move forward. And that was like a big, huge realization for me, right? Because I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe. So that's the limiting belief that I have to work on. And why do I not feel safe? And I could go then into that situation or into that, delving into that emotion. Why do I not feel safe? So what I then decided to do, and this is what I've been doing maybe the last month or so, is I've been tapping on, and you know that I tap every single day, and just depending on what I'm experiencing at the moment, that's what I tap on. So I am currently tapping on, why do I not feel safe? Moving past not feeling safe. And so then I started tapping on that. And I'm going to create a video so that you have that also. I just didn't want to put it together. I wanted to put the explanation first and then explain to you, and then do a tapping video on feeling safe. And so I want to encourage you to really reevaluate if you're struggling with moving forward. Why are you afraid to move forward? And ask yourself that, because you're different. Your answer may be different than mine, right? This was my reality. This was my circumstance. Because until I change my thinking, until I change my frequency, until I change my vibration around moving forward, I'm not going to create a different circumstance, right? I'm not going to create a different future. I'm not going to create a different reality for me. As long as I continue to look at this reality right here, right now, I'm not going to create something new until I change my vibration. And once I change that, once I change my thinking, once I change my frequency, once I change my vibration, then anything is possible. And you start attracting the things that you want for your life, right? It'll come easier. In addition to, you stop that resistance so that you feel better. You start to think of possibilities, right? Ideas will come to you. I get super excited when I think about the things that I can create in my reality. Now, another thing that I want to tell you is, as I was working on this, I really thought about I needed to control things, right? And because my reality looked a certain way, and it was very, in this box, it was so perfect. My future is very different, and I have absolutely no idea what that's gonna look like. And perhaps that's what, for me, was not feeling safe. I have no idea what that's gonna look like. All I know is that I want to move forward. And what that is going to look like is probably going to be totally different than what my reality is right now. And I have to be okay with that. I have to be in the receiving mode to be able to embrace that, right? What I do know, and this is what I'm telling my spirit team, is I want it to be easy. I want it to be fun. I want it to be I want it to be easy, fun. I want it to be adventure. I want it to be just like relaxed. And if I put that out, I know that the future, whatever that's going to look like, is going to be easy. It's going to be fun. And so I'm hoping that if you are where I am, I hope that you start asking yourself why. Ask yourself the why questions. And once you get to the root cause, once you get to that limiting belief, then tap on that, right? Or start asking yourself, start writing on that as well. And so this is just a tool that I've used to help me continue to move forward, to make the transition moving forward a little bit easier. So until next time, my friends, I hope that you start to question yourself why. And before I go, look for the video of my tapping to help you move forward. I hope that you have an absolutely fabulous day, and keep moving forward.